All right, I wanted to show you how I make black. Now, I used to just go ahead and use Payne's Gray, but let me show you the problem with that. Payne's Gray is really very blue. Of course, you can make it quite a bit darker with more pigment and less water, but I wanted to make a more neutral dark or black, and I don't own a tube of black paint. Instead, I mix my black from two colors. First color is Winsor Green. It's really bright, as you see. It doesn't seem like that's gonna be easy to make into a black, but I'm going to now add my Alizarin Crimson to that. So red and green are opposite on the color wheel, so they tend to cancel each other out. And there's my black. So I can adjust that to make it a little bit more green, or a little more red. Actually, that's pretty neutral right there. Let's try that out. Yeah, that's a very nice neutral black. If I did add a little bit more red to that, it still would look black. Everything's relative, right? This is a little bit more red to it. And then, of course, if I went the other way, add some more green to it, still could be a very useful black, but with a little more green within it. Here, I'll kind of show you the values of those. That's that one. Let's pull this one down. Just cleaning off my brush in between so I'm not mixing the colors. Yeah, so those are my three really neutrals for black. See what a big difference that is from Payne's Gray. Very blue. All right, that's my first one. Okay, now I want to show you the way that I mix a purple. Of course, I could buy a purple, and I do have some magenta, different tube paints that have color I could use, but this particular purple makes a lovely underpainting color. So I start with a cadmium red. Okay. Cadmium is a warm red. And then, let's clean my brush off. I grab ultramarine blue, which I think would be considered a cooler blue. Add maybe a little bit more blue to that. And I get a really nice purple. Now it's not really bright, but it's a nice soft purple, and it makes a great color for an underpainting. Okay. Of course, when I do an underpainting, I want to start with the lightest values of that color. So I'm just with some of these lighter values down here. Again, that was just cadmium red with Ultramarine Blue. Make a really nice neutral purple. Now, one thing that you'll find when you do mix this up is that the colors, the longer I sit here and talk, they'll start to separate out. But you just mix them back up again and they're ready to roll. I sometimes like, sometimes don't like using ultramarine because it is a granulating color, meaning it's to kind of separate out, and due to, I think, well, science of it, I think that there's a weight issue of that particular hue. It will separate out even on the paper a little bit, but to me, it makes for a more interesting color than if I were to go right into my magenta. I'll do that right here. It's pretty, right? It's very bright, right? It's very close. A little bit close, somewhat close color-wise, but this is, to me, more interesting. There are times when I need a really bright purple like this, but this is what I have been using as a go-to for a neutral, soft underpainting. All right, so I wanted to show you one last mixture that I love, and that starts with burnt sienna. Now, if you don't have burnt sienna on your palette, you might want to consider it. It's not entirely opaque. Probably is considered a mid or semi-opaque, I think. And I mix this, well, I'm going to mix it with a blue. I like to use, sorry, just cleaning off my brush there. I like to use Winsor Blue, obviously made by Winsor Newton. Now that's too much blue. Let's grab some more of the burnt sienna, a little bit more. Use this color for maybe a ocean water type color, but really it could be used for any grayish neutral, kind of got a green tone to it. Let's get that out on the paper here. I think I'm pretty balanced with where that is, meaning balance in terms of the two colors. I'm going to add a little bit more of the burnt sienna. This might be actually where I want to be. What? Yeah, that's a little bit too blue. That is quite the cement stone gray there, but not a bad color to know how to mix. So this one was a little bit too blue. I'm going to take this now to a little bit more of this burnt sienna, and I get kind of a nice neutral, still a little bit more necessary, nice brown. So you don't have to buy every color at the art store. You can just learn how to mix your colors. Again, this one was Winsor Newton Blue, Winsor Blue, and burnt sienna. And with that, well, I really did mix 3 colors, right? This more balanced one, a more even mixture of the two. This one a little bit heavier on the blue, this one more heavier on the burnt sienna. But yeah, this also is one of those on your palette. Well, actually, really, all 3 of these, when you mix, you do have to go back to your palette and keep them mixed on there. they'll separate out on your palette. So if you mix a large amount of them for a painting and go back to it maybe a little way into having used it or started it, you might have to mix it up like that just to get it going. Anyway, so just wanted to show you those three. We have the Winsor Blue and the Burnt Sienna. This one was the Ultramarine Blue with the Cadmium Red, and this one was the even mixture of the Alizarin Crimson and Winsor Green. Thanks for watching.